What's going on, you guys? I'm Ruth, and in today's video we're making Overshields even more spammable. This build rivals most Bastion builds and is arguably even stronger. Not only does it make Overshields more accessible, but it also provides near infinite uptime on your Overshields given the proper scenario. Now, the gameplay loop of this build relies pretty heavily on weapons that use the perk Repulsor Brace. This perk states that defeating a void debuff target grants an Overshield. The one that I'm using in the background gameplay is this Unforgiven right here with Demolitionist and Repulsor Brace. You can get one of these by farming the new dungeon Duality that dropped with the Season of the Haunted. There are other guns that can roll with this perk, such as Hollow Denial Trace Rifle and the Epicurean Fusion Rifle. Although I don't know how well a fusion would work with this build, the Hollow Denial should work just fine. I'll throw my recommended perk combination up here, so if you want to chase or craft that instead, you can. The reason we're going to need Repulsor Brace is because we're not going to be using the Bastion aspect to gain ROS. We're going to rely on our melee and ability spam paired with Repulsor Brace in order to get and keep our Overshields active. For the abilities in this build, we'll be using Sentinel Shield Super with Suppressor Grenades and the Shield Bash Melee. Both of these apply suppression, which will pair with Repulsor Brace to give us ROS. We'll run Controlled Demolition for more volatile debuffs, and we'll use the Offensive Bulwark for the benefits to melee range and damage, and Grenade Recharge Rate. For fragments, we'll run Echo of Expulsion, Exchange, Provision, and Instability for the extra ability recharge and volatile rounds for our weapons. Now, we really don't have to worry too much about our ability regeneration, since we're going to be pairing this build with the Heart of Inmost Light exotic chest piece. Since the OS spam relies pretty heavily on our ability uptime, since we aren't using Bastion for instant OS, this pick was kind of a no-brainer. The exotic perk Overflowing Light states that when you use one of your abilities, it empowers the other two. Empowered abilities regenerate faster and are stronger than if they weren't empowered. So in other words, always be using your For my exotic weapon, I decided to go with Tractor Cannon, since it suppresses targets and adds a nice debuff of 30% as well. Tractor pairs really nicely with 1-2 punch shotguns, and in this case I'm using the Reginald D with auto-loading and 1-2 punch. Some other good options in this slot I tested were Heritage with Reconstruction and Recombination, and I know Wastelander rolls 1-2 punch as well. I just don't have one because Zerd hates me. The gameplay loop for this build is fairly simple. Spam your abilities to debuff things, use the Repulsor Brace weapon to finish them off, and Overshield stonks increase. This build has been a ton of fun to mess around with, and is fairly applicable in endgame as well. The amount of void explosions and debuffs tossed around was extremely satisfying. That's all I got for today though. Be sure to drop a like down below if you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comment section if you guys plan on using this build in the future. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss another upload. There might be some background gameplay of the build left over, so I'll just let that run. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
build is safe.